We are live. I clicked the button, Tyler. We're live. We're talking about the NBA. We've been talking about it before the show went on, and now we are talking about it with you here on the NBA Rundown, brought to you by Nuke the House. Kegs, NASCAR season is over, and another profitable one it was. So make sure you're checking out all the content here on
I
Nuke
got to
the
cut
House.
you off quickly though, because for next NASCAR season, he's already holding a 36-1 ticket on Kyle Larson because he paired it with Eckler 2 touchdowns on Monday night that we cashed.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Sweet. All right. So as you see, it pays to watch the show. Oh, Tyler, I didn't tweet this out yet. Talk about the NBA real quick. I'm going to tweet this out.
Cool. I was about to say I'll get it tweeted out too, but I mean, it's a nice Monday slate. We had some winners. We had the Embiid 30+ and win. The Celtics didn't get us home for us. What else did we not make? The Bucks total. I mean, they were going crazy in that game. They didn't miss. It looked like a video game out there. Tried to talk our guy spread into that Philly Wizards over, but I couldn't. I know.
Bro, on a normal day, you would have been able to.
Yeah, that was one of the easiest bets on the board.
Yeah.
That'd have been nice to have, but we move on. We got the Nuggets home that night too, so 14 games tonight. We'll find some winners here for sure.
All right, let's dive right in. I'm still going to tweet this out, but I can set this plate for you on this one, Tyler. The Washington Wizards are +2.5. They're in Charlotte. They're taking on the Hornets. Total 240. So this is an interesting one for our season win totals. We took the Hornets under and the Wizards over. So this is the kind of game that the Wizards are going to need to win, and the Hornets both win. Like if these teams really, are serious about contending, they got to win this game, especially on the Hornets side with them being home. They're -2.5. Tyler, we can talk a little bit about Brandon Miller. You remember we thought that was such a mistake.
He looked pretty good, yeah.
He looks so. We all thought that he was going to be a good player, right? It was the question was whether are you passing up a Jen?
I seen a tweet that said we should all knew he was going to be a superstar when he went out and dropped 40 while the entire arena screamed he was a murderer.
It wasn't whether or not we thought that he was going to be good or bad.
It was just everyone thought
how good is Scoot going to be?
Yeah, that was the biggest thing.
So, all right, I'm about to get this tweet out right now.
Once you get that out, I mean, looking at this game, I think I'm going to have to side with Charlotte spread. They're at home.
I know I hate it too. So
what the Wizards have showed me has not been good. They can't defend anyone, and playing no defense against a LaMelo Ball-led team, it's just going to let him flow. He's going to get the other guys going. He's going to be in triple-double range this game, so don't hate betting that. We'll probably be getting on that +650. You could also do the triple-double and win at 9-1. I think he'll get close to that stat line. If you want to be safe, the double-double and wins +136. But I do side with Charlotte winning this game. I lean over, but that total's really high. 239.5, I'm seeing.
All right, guys. Hey, a little less than usual there because I forgot to make this show. I just got back from Vegas for those who didn't know. If you're not following me, you didn't see all my cool pictures I posted. So, hey, guys, give us a retweet, share with your friends because not as many people know that we're live. Maybe catching this on the replay. Still give us that thumbs up, even if it is the replay. Tyler, I just tweeted that out if you want to hit a retweet. And I'm going to pull up the projections for this game while we're discussing this. Of course, this is over on FanSpeak. We should rename it. We're calling it the playbook, but it's really a treasure map. Tyler, in my projections, we have Charlotte by 5. We also have this game going under. We talked about how right now unders just mean don't bet the total if it projects to unders because I don't feel really safe playing an under. And if we leave a couple units on the table, I'm fine because I just feel like they're too risky. But I do show a slight edge to the Hornets here at 3.5. The Wizards is taking a little money down to 2.5. That doesn't surprise me, right? You know why it doesn't surprise me? How many people just default to this handicap? And I'm not even going to say it's lazy or a bad handicap, but I've heard so many guys my age or a little older do it, right? In a game between two bad teams, I'm going to take the points.
Yep.
Right? But I don't necessarily know if I agree with that, right? It just feels like it's almost like, remember when I said, hey, if you don't know anything about a sport, just go take the highest total and the lowest under.
Yep.
I mean, there is some sort of truth in it, but I don't necessarily think that I just want to blind bet in that fashion. So we see that this line has moved a point since we talked about this game, Tyler. What do you think here is going on? And why is my fantasy basketball monster looking weird?
Yeah, I mean, the injury report doesn't show you much.
So this is a market move, right? There's nothing that came up.
Yeah, I mean, Book Night was already out. Miles Bridges was still suspended. Nothing changed there. I think that's all it was, Brett. I think it was just everyone lined up. They're like, I'd rather take the points. And
Are we adding minus 2.5?
I think a lot of people still have this outlook that Charlotte is just god awful. And the more I look at them, though, are they worse than the Wizards? I don't think so.
Yeah. Clyde said his YouTube's app reminding him for bedtime is 2:30. Yeah, we only nap at this time on Sundays, Clyde. If we go 0-4 in the mornings, which hasn't happened lately. I mean, everyone else been crushing. So, no napping for us here. Tyler, minus 2.5. I see it right now. I can make it -3 to plus 105. You want to make this one official?
I think we should take Charlotte tonight.
All right. Do you ever see that guy? I'm putting an X on the sheet right now, and I just bet it. What do you mean? Oh, God, I got to relog in. What was I going to say? I can't remember. All right, let's move on. Hornets, putting this bet in right now. Love to see it. Anything more about this? Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. So have you seen Hardwood? It's a guy named Dan Favale. He has a podcast.
I haven't, no.
Okay, so it's an all right podcast. Yeah. So first of all, I'm not trying to slander him because I know he knows more basketball than me, especially just knowing basketball, not betting basketball, but just knowing basketball. My main critique of his podcast is he spends way too much time on potential trades, which is a better I don't care about. All I'm trying to do is handicap tonight's game. So I'm trying to get information about what happened in these games so I can bet the next games. I don't care about, OG Anunoby would look good in a Pistons uniform, right? But anyways, he did this thing where he said, who would win, 5 Jordan Pooles versus 5 Lou Dorts? Who do you got? Who would you take? I think I'll take 5 Lou Dorts. What about you?
Yeah, I'll probably be on the Lou Dorts.
So, I mean, he does do some fun stuff like that. So I thought that was quality content there. I don't even know why that came up. So Hornets minus 2.5. We made it an official play there on it says playbook, but we're renaming it to Treasure Map. On the Treasure Map, F marks the spots. Tyler, we have a short. Well, we got a 229 on 240. You're not gonna. All right, we're not gonna.
No, I want to. You literally just started the show with we're not betting unders. Now you're gonna try and talk me into an under.
I know because I have a problem.
No, all right, no. Move on.
The Boston Celtics were minus 1.5 when we did the Treasure Map yesterday, Tyler. We bet it at minus 1.5. It's moved to 2.5. I still think it's good. Total's 227.5. Minus 143. The Celtics always beat the Sixers. They're coming off a loss. And what did we got here? Oh wait, I don't have. What's their trend there?
I know they coming off a loss. I know they pound teams. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's just the matchup. Like the Phillies played a bunch of bottom dweller teams, and they haven't really beat any good teams yet to start the year. Like they've beat up on Washington, Toronto twice, Portland, and they played Milwaukee, which they lost by 1. They beat up on a Suns team at noon on a Sunday, which you could throw that out for a West Coast team. This is their biggest matchup yet, and I think guys like Maxey and these guys are going to struggle with turnovers because you've seen Boston cause every team turnovers in the passing lanes. Boston has way more talent. Embiid's going to have to score about 60 points here to keep this game close, I think. I don't think the other guys are going to be able to score for Philly. I think Boston bounces back in a big way right here.
Yeah.
Like it's like you get to the late in the shot clock and they start to move the ball around, and it's like you have no idea where the ball is going to stop and let the shot fly.
Yeah.
And it's like it hits someone in the hands. It's wide open for 3. It was Porzingis a couple times, and it was bottom of the net. So it's like that could be Porzingis, that could be Jaylen Brown, that could be Derek White. Like that could be anybody taking those shots, and I think they're going to go in. So I think Boston's a perfect spot right here.
Yeah. Last year, Celtics went 3-1 against the 76ers. Although, to be fair, the 76ers win was their most recent game, and it was in Philadelphia. 2-point win for the Sixers. So, Clyde says, how's my girlfriend, Las Vegas Sugar Mama? Should I post selfies with her? I was going to.
You're looking at playoff numbers.
No, I'm not.
You sure? Because
This
it's
is
showing
regular
me
season. October 18th, the Celtics won 126-117. February 8th, Celtics won 106-99. February 25th, the Celtics won 110-107. And April 4th, the Celtics won 103-101.
Okay. I was going to say, because I'm seeing here, their last matchup, 112-88. Boston won. Boston in an away
That's
game.
the playoffs, though, right?
Is that the
I looked up
playoffs?
regular season.
Okay. They must
Maybe
have lost the playoffs then. That's what happened. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
I see our guy Perfect Rotation in the chat, and I follow him on Twitter. He's a good follow, and I know he agrees with us. He's on the Celtics as well at the 2.5. Good to see you, buddy, and glad to see that we agree. I was gonna quote tweet you and say we agree with Perfect Rotation. Tune into the rundown to find out why. So if you have any other reasons for Perfect Rotation, throw those in the chat, and we will read them out. Other than that, Tyler, I think we agree on the Celtics. We think it's a good spot with them coming off that loss. Of course, there is a little bit of travel involved, so that could,
I'm not worried about that with a day off.
I'm not really too worried about it either. And I also think that they're going to be way more up for this game with the rivalry that these two teams have. So I think we get, as you ever follow that guy, it's Janos.
Yeah.
Full perform tonight from the Celtics.
Yep.
We're going to get full perform.
All right. Jaylen Brown, 25 plus points in Boston wins at plus 255.
Why did you choose Brown and not Tatum tonight?
If you go look at his numbers in Philly, he hasn't crossed that number once out of the last 5, and he's put up some monster numbers of like 40 points, 30 plus, and at 25 plus, I think he can easily get there. And you look at the way their Philly's built, it's like Harris probably got to chase around Tatum because it's probably their biggest, best perimeter defender. Embiid's always going to have to guard Porzingis. Who's going to cover Brown? Melton, Maxey, like these are short guys. He shoots right over them.
Yeah, great point there. All right, so we're all in agreement on the Sixers, and we'll all go down with the ship together. I mean, the Celtics defeating the Sixers, and we're going to go down with the ship together. Tyler, another one. We got an edge to the under, but we talked about how these totals are completely projecting wrong. We've seen an uptick in scoring in the NBA this week, so let's stay away from it. I had a 221 off of 227.5. This one also, the market moved up. It was 226, Tyler, when we talked about it yesterday. That makes sense. I would think that the markets would be betting more of these up. Went down a little bit in that Wizards game. It's gone down a point. But we always talked about these older guys and these guys that bet early numbers. They're going to take a bunch of unders and they're going to take points a lot. The Utah Jazz are plus 6.5 in Indiana, taking on the Pacers. Totals 242. In that game, Tyler, Keontae George is probable. I was listening to some Nate Duncan this morning. He made a good point about how Keontae George is probably their best option at point guard. So from a DFS and a price pick perspective, I think that Keontae George, the stock is going to go up as they can, Will Hardy continues to realize he's probably their best option to run a good offense. Walker Kessler is questionable here, which would be big for Utah going against that Miles Turner there in the middle and just their ability to keep away shots at the rim. Without Kessler out there, the rim protection gets weak. One interesting thing, though, Kessler's minutes have been down this season, Tyler, and there's another thing they were talking about on Dunked On, with the idea that the offense is just too bad without him and they can't score right now, so they're giving Olynyk more minutes. Maybe that makes the Kessler absence a little easier to absorb for the Jazz. Tyler, my projections had this game by 6, 120 to 114. Once again, another under, but we've already done this under song and dance, so we're not going to play that. The lines moved to 6.5, and rightfully so. The Pacers, they were a team that I wasn't sure about, Tyler. Remember, I didn't like them that much, and you really liked them, but I wasn't really firm in my regular season under. I said I leaned under, but I wasn't, I didn't have a lot of conviction. You seem to have more conviction that this was a good team. And these early results have proved that you've been correct about the Pacers. I don't think I want to get involved, but I guess I'll let you talk me into it. Do you want to try and talk me into the Pacers tonight, or is this just a good number here at 6.5?
No, it's Pacers or pass, so you're not talking me into the Jazz. I mean,
yeah, no, I wasn't trying to either.
I would only back the Jazz in Utah. I wouldn't back them on the road. I would look for a performance double in this one, but the Halliburton double-double and when they don't even list anymore, you got to go 14-plus assists in the Indiana to win at plus 300. So maybe if you wanted to build out your own, do that with a same-game parlay. because I do think he doubles here. I think they win. They could easily cruise right here. The tempo they play, they could run this Utah team off the floor. So that's why I lean with them them laying the points, because if it's anything, I think it's Indiana's tempo just gets them off the floor, and that probably means they win by double digits because they just run them off the floor. So Indiana or pass for me. Nothing on the total.
Okay, great. I'm fine staying away from that game. The New York Knicks are double-digit favorites, Tyler. Minus 10.5 against the San Antonio Spurs. 223.5 is the total in this game. What did my projections have this one at? We have the Knicks winning by 11, which surprised me. We had this game pretty much right around the total. So we actually had it at 224, and it's 223.5 right now. It's gone down a little. All these numbers have gone down. I would not be worried about that market move. 10.5 feels like a lot, Tyler, but the Spurs have been inconsistent. Devin Vassell not likely to play. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think the Knicks win the game. I'm not laying that many points. This is another one I'd approach from the performance doubles. I like the Brunson 25 plus and win off a bad shooting game last game out. I mean, they did pick up the win against the Clippers, but I think he had 7 points. Like, he did not look good in that game. Now he gets a much better matchup versus the Spurs backcourt that can't defend anyone. He should easily pour in buckets here. He won't have to get to the hoop and deal with Victor's presence as much because he could shoot those little mid-range jumpers and stay outside. I love Victor's block prop in this game because the Knicks got a bunch of dumb players that think they're still going to get to the rim and score buckets on him. Like, tell me RJ Barrett ain't going to drive into his chest once or twice tonight and just get his shot pounded into the floor.
Yeah.
So there's 2 blocks alone. We know Randall will give him a few easy ones. It's 2.5 plus money. I'd bet the 2.5, 3 or 4 plus, maybe even sprinkle on the 5 plus. But that the Knicks do win this game in the end, I do think. Victor's first game in the Garden gets his feel out for it, but I don't think he's enough to will them to a win here.
Yeah.
He got a weird matchup too. Like, Mitchell Robinson could be a guy of all the guys, it could be like, who gives me problems? A tall, lanky guy like Mitchell Robinson that has bounce like that and could actually contest some of those jump shots could give him problems.
Yeah, that'll be a fun matchup, and I'll definitely have that one on tonight. When you brought
I
up
could
RJ
also
Barrett,
look like I have egg on my face, though, if he gets Mitchell Robinson out on the outside, starts to do his little 1-2 dribble moves, and Mitchell Robinson looks like a puppy with his
we're not
feet.
going to hold that against you because no one's really been able to. So we're just throwing stuff at the wall here as far as stopping him. You mentioned RJ Barrett. He's off the injury report, Tyler. When we handicapped this game yesterday, he was on it. The lines moved a point since we handicapped it yesterday, but I think that's the market and not necessarily
That's just them factoring him back in, yeah.
I don't think they care about him being back in. I don't think it even matters, but maybe they did. All right. The Los Angeles Clippers and James Harden are back in Brooklyn. Oh, Harden's back in Brooklyn. Plus 5.5 for the Nets. Totals 231. Tyler, we bet this at +4 and we could have more points. What happened?
Ben Simmons got a Q tag.
Was it a Q when we bet this yesterday?
He wasn't on there when we bet it yesterday. Oh. He showed up on the injury report with that Q tag 3.1 hours ago.
It's not a good sign, is it?
It's hip soreness, though. Do they play tomorrow? Don't play tomorrow.
No, there's only 2 games tomorrow.
Now, Friday kicks back off the in-season tournament, so it's like, could they hold him for that?
No, nobody
cares about that. I don't think they will. I think he plays. He like, everyone's going to talk about, well, this is Harden's revenge game. Ben Simmons has some beef here, too, with Harden. Like, you don't think he wants to go out there? Like, he was the guy that pushed him out of Philly, got him to Brooklyn. Like, a lot of these Brooklyn guys are probably looking at...
think about stuff like that?
Maybe not, but, like, just think about it. Like, a lot of these guys on Brooklyn were there when James was acting a fool. Like, they could go to Ben and be like, you could literally just show this guy up tonight and make it a reason, like, well, we got the better end of that trade. Like, I know it's not to say he's not on Philly anymore, but you could let them know that this was a bad trade. You gave us a very good piece. Excuse me. And now they're going to pound the Clippers. And I'm just going to fade this Clippers team until they show me that they've meshed. You've seen it in that game against the Knicks. They got down to the fourth quarter. They tried to put the lineup back out there. And all of a sudden, the Knicks just took over. They don't know who to give the ball to at the end of the game still. Both those guys still want to pound the rock when Kawhi should have the ball in his hands the entire time. Same thing with PG. They don't know what's going on yet. I'm just going to fade them as their favorites, especially on the road.
I almost want to bet it again. I can't believe +5.5 is sitting there. All right. Yeah, we're both on the Nets at 5.5. I love this number. Okay.
Nets have failed to not cover a spread yet either. They've only pushed.
They're
So
6-0-1
yeah, so I'm
against the
not
Suns.
going to try and be the guy that guesses the game that they don't cover. I'll just follow them until they don't cover.
And there's a perfect time. Any dogs y'all see winning outright today? I think the Nets can win outright at plus
I think the Nets
180.
could easily win outright.
So let's see. I like plus 180 for the Nets. I like plus 158 for the Rockets, but I like the Nets more, especially at that price. Don't
Yeah,
you?
I agree. The Wizards could win too, but I don't want to plant my foot there.
If I was just messing around, I would say the Raptors are live at plus 154.
Of all the games we talked about already, the only underdog I don't think actually could win, it would actually surprise me, would be Utah.
Yeah, that's
like it's the NBA we're talking about. If Philly put together a really good shooting game and beat Boston,
oh, for sure.
It wouldn't surprise us fully, but things happen. Washington, Charlotte's a weird game. Anything can happen there. The Knicks could lay a stinker and Victor could explode. And Brooklyn could easily beat the Clippers. So, yeah.
All right, well, let's move on then. But yeah, we like the Nets, so perfect time to ask that question. Guys, any other questions in the chat? Of course, we love to talk. Hit that thumbs up. The Phoenix Suns, +1. Chicago Bulls, total 218. That's low. Tyler, this has dropped 4.5 points since yesterday. What's going on? Why is this total just sinking? I'm looking like what?
Bradley Beal, was he supposed? I know he's still got a Q tag, but maybe they lean towards the side of he's not playing now. To be honest, I want nothing to do with this game. Like I'd be completely fine with us just moving right on.
I'm so into taking the Suns here.
I'm not. You got the best player on the floor, but the Bulls got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All right, we won't bet it, but to me, I think the Suns win here.
The Suns. This is a game I'd be completely fine with leaving that unit on the table if the Suns won.
I think Chicago's just terrible.
I would rather bet a Phoenix first half because I don't want to be sitting on this ticket in the pick'em game. KD looks great. Fourth quarter rolls around. It's like, oh, old man's gassing again, and now we lose.
That's true. KD has done. Yeah. All right, let's stay away. They are on the road. Okay. But to me, I like the Suns. All right.
I lean the Suns, but I just think we should stay away from that game right now.
The Houston Rockets are +4.5. That it was -3 when we talked yesterday, Tyler, wasn't it? Yeah. So is that thinking that AD is going to play?
Well, Rory, your mic messed up again. You're like sounds like you're across the room again. But
check. Is it better now?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay.
D'Angelo Russell probable. He's going to be here. Rory Hachimura's back in off concussion protocol. AD still got the Q tag with the hip injury, so maybe he sits. But if he sits, that number.
This line move seems like he's playing though.
Yeah, he's not. They don't play tomorrow, so I think he is going to play here. I lean the Lakers here spread. I mean,
I like the Rockets.
I'm just not sold on this team being good yet. It's the Lakers. You had Dylan Brooks in the media talking about he's ready to lock up LeBron. Yeah, we know how that went in the playoffs last year. We know LeBron loves to hear guys call him out in the media too, so we know he's coming tonight with a lot of force, and he's going to try and kill Dylan Brooks on the floor. Probably puts up a nice piece. Let's see what his performance levels are. LeBron 25.
I mean, if this was like a real sports league and it wasn't WWE light, I would totally be on the Rockets here. But our guy makes a good point here.
Yeah.
Don Play says the league's going to give LeBron James all the calls he wants. I mean, you guys are right. I mean, LeBron James is definitely the greatest whiner of all time. Definitely the greatest whiner of all time.
LeBron 25 plus points and win, plus 156. LeBron double and win, plus 200. LeBron 30 plus and win, 3-1. LeBron 3 plus threes and win, plus 330. Or just triple double. I mean, you could just have fun with this triple double and win 16-1. I think the Lakers come out and they give Dylan Brooks another beat down like they gave him in the playoffs.
Is it an Ime Udoka revenge game after Jeezy was caught out there trying to hit on his wife there, his ex-wife there?
What's that got to do with the Lakers?
It's Ime Udoka. He's gonna be fired up tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Jeezy's Hollywood. The Lakers are Hollywood.
I don't think he's from Hollywood, Brett.
I'm
I think
messing
when he
around.
plays the Hawks, he might.
I needed to mix that in sometime.
He
That
might
like
leave.
dominated
He
the
might leave
timeline.
the starters on the floor 48 minutes when they play Atlanta next time. So might be better
Oh,
off
is
for him right
Atlanta
there.
that we're revenging against? Okay.
I think that's where he's from.
Okay. All right. I like the Rockets here, but I'm worried that the league's going to get involved there because you know how much they love their
I
precious
hate
Lakers.
trying to back guys that bark at the main guy. Like how often does that work out for you when you're barking at the guy that I'm gonna lock you up the next day? It's like, well, we're gonna give him all the
I hope he
calls.
does lock him up, dude.
Of course you do, but he's not. He's gonna get all the calls he wants. He's gonna sit at the free throw line, and he's gonna get hot from the field eventually. He's gonna make him look like a fool.
It's absolutely disgusting how you're right about this. All right. The Cleveland Cavaliers. So our guy Jason Graham, what's up, Jason? He asked about this game, Tyler. We talked about it a little yesterday, but it's the Cleveland Cavaliers and they're -2 in Oklahoma City taking on the Thunder. Totals 228. Lou Dort, questionable. Dieng, questionable. Heinrich Williams is out. And what did we decide yesterday when we looked at this? Is SGA playing or not? Because he's not on this stupid basketball monster list.
No, he's in.
Is there a better place than Basketball Monster to get this news?
He's playing. That is their injury report.
So SGA is playing.
Yes.
Why am I getting +2 with the Thunder? Does that make any sense?
I don't know.
Okay, Don loves the Cavs today. Why?
Yeah, I'm very interested to hear this take because I'm just not big on the Cavs on the road.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it because they're fully healthy, right? Darius Garland back.
I'd take SGA.
Jared Allen's back.
They're 1-4 ATS in their last 5 on the road. The Cavs are.
Yeah, I don't get this line at all.
If this game was flip flop in the same in Cleveland at this line, I'm all over Cleveland. But with the fact that it's in Oklahoma City,
exactly.
It's in Oklahoma City, and literally all their guys are there except for Dort, and Dort might still play. Mm-hmm. I'm on OKC here. SGA and these guys can match the scoring from that backcourt. Chet might not be the biggest guy. He might weigh as much as me, but the length, he should be able to contend with these guys.
I mean, it's not like Mobley's in there looking like jacked.
Yeah,
Mobley's not rocking like this.
Yeah, Mobley's not all that big. Jared Allen could be a huge factor in the middle, though. That could be a deciding factor, but I'm going to take my shot on the Thunder at the plus money here.
All right, and just so you hear the opposite side, ask Don why he liked it. He says they finally have their team together. Mitchell was doing it all by himself. He doesn't have to do as much. And that's a good point. I actually think they missed Allen more than Garland because I think that, especially in short term, Mitchell can absorb all the usage.
Yeah.
And he's so good in the mid-range right now. So I understand that. With Allen being back, though, I think that things are better there. Okay, so Tyler, I kind of want to add in on the Thunder as much as Don has made some good points.
Yeah, I think we should take the Thunder.
Do we take the points or we take the money line?
Even though the Cavs are missing 3 guys, when you look at their names, they mean nothing. Okoro, Ty Jerome, and Sam Merrill. Yeah. The Cavs have nothing off the bench. Like, those 3 guys would have been your bench guys probably. So it's like, now where do you go?
Yeah. All right.
This also will see if I can break the streak of can I get OKC right. I've yet to get them right this year.
All right. So we're taking the points to the money line.
Take the points to be safe, but I will have money on the money line too.
All right. I'm going to add this to our treasure map, okay? You know what I was thinking? You want to know like my weird little stupid thoughts that I have as I'm getting Amazon dropped off right now?
Let me hear it.
With all the advent of like DoorDash and all these deliveries, it's probably easier for people who are just like selling drugs out their house to just get away with it. I remember back in the day, like foot traffic was like a big deal. Okay, let's move on. We're taking the Thunder plus 2.5. Next game on the docket. Detroit Pistons are plus 12.5 in Milwaukee. Totals 228, plus 516. Tyler, I tried to talk you into taking the Pistons yesterday. What was your response?
Not doing it. We can't do it. Like, this team has just screwed us one too many times. They seem to be the team that goes 10 minutes before the game starts, we're going to roll out our starting center. I don't want anything to do with this team for at least a month. After that, what they did to us the last time we bet them. And the time before that, they got us with an injury. So don't want anything to do with them. And Milwaukee always pounds them. They beat the hell out of them every time. Remember the playoff series. You remember the regular season matchups. I read you off the scores last night. I think there was like 2 games in between where they had a single digit win, or maybe like a 12-point win. Everything else was 30 points, 20, 25. They beat the hell out of this team. They don't defend the 3-point well as Milwaukee does. Detroit can't shoot. I think it's Milwaukee or pass, but I don't want to lay 12 points.
Marvin Bagley sucks, bro. That killed our bet on Monday.
Our guy Don in the chats. I agree. Screw the Pistons for now.
And my guy Fathead's in there. And bro, are we loving life now that we have a coach from Compton who's a former linebacker?
Me and perfect rotation in the same boat.
Yeah. He's calling you T-Pain right there. That's your T-Pain when you bet on these terrible dogs. But bro, so we started. I go, okay. So we're watching the game in the win. I me and my girl in there. I tweeted the little picture out while we're in the win, and I'm watching. They had it on a nice big screen. First play, he gets the ball. Bagley tries to move into Looney's chest like twice, like shoulder to the chest, right? Looney doesn't move. He just settles for this terrible jumper.
Ugly.
And then on the other end, Looney's just pushing him around. I mean, that guy's got no role in the NBA. He's too small to be a center.
Yeah.
And he's too slow to be a power forward. And it was just like, he can't start. I mean, the guy's like a 15-minute guy at top. So that's another thing. If Detroit's in and Bagley's in the starting lineup, you need like plus 20. That team.
You want to hear a wild stat? So, in 81 minutes with Anthony Davis on the court and LeBron James off the court, the Lakers have a negative point differential of minus 78.
Yeah, I saw that. Isn't that just a small sample size, though?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty small.
It's like their defensive rating is worse with him on the court. But it's like, you watch. He's still one of their best defenders.
Yeah.
And I hate Anthony Davis and I hate the Lakers, but I can't deny he's one of the most versatile defenders in the league, right?
He leads the league in blocks right now, but it all depends on health is how long that lasts.
And unless you're like an ultra quick point guard, he can slow you down on the perimeter too. He's so versatile. He protects so much under there.
That's
why these sample size.
That's one of the pros of being 6 foot. I think it was 6'2" his senior year, and then he sprouted up to 6 foot.
Yeah, you told me that. That's why he likes.
But then the negatives of that are every year we watch the guy snap in half because his body couldn't. His body grew so fast that now all the extra stuff he's trying to do, all the miles he's putting on, his body just isn't built for it.
I also think he has like the work ethic of like. He's just like the laziest.
I think he's one of those guys. Like when he was with the Pelicans and they played that 8, they were the 8 seed. They played the Warriors that one year, and it was like, oh, this dude's like top 5 player in the league. I think he got to the point where like he looked around and was like, I'm where I am, and no one's gonna catch me. You know what I mean? Like this is like my talent. I've hit my ceiling. I'm just gonna ride it out from here.
Yeah, and his goal in life was to be an NBA player, maybe an NBA Max player. And he made his goal.
Got that, so.
Clyde, we'll talk about the Robert Williams injury a little bit later when we get to the.
We all knew his knees were just a ticking time bomb. We knew that.
I was just going to go.
Time bomb. So.
Yeah. All right. So we're not going to get involved in that Pistons Bucks game. The total is 228. I think I saw someone in here on the over.
I can't do it with Detroit not being able to shoot threes. Like the Nets were able to shoot threes the other night. That was something we should have.
Yeah, we talked about that, right? Remember when I told you, I said if there's any team that's not going to be able to take advantage of Milwaukee's inability. Yeah. So, all right. Miami Heat are minus 1.5. They're in Memphis taking on the Grizzlies. Total's 218. Tyler, hold on a second. I got someone else at the door. But go ahead and break.
I'll break this one down. I think this is a very easy game to bet. I think you take Miami here. Memphis has been terrible to start the year. Regardless of the home court advantage here, Miami has pretty much all their guys. And I know the injury report's a laundry list, but most of it's green. Bam's in, Thomas Bryant's in, Jimmy Butler's in, Highsmith, Hawkes, Kevin Love, Duncan Robinson, Drew Smith, all in. The only guys out for the Heat here are Caleb Martin, Jamal Cain, Jovic, and then the guys on the other side. Tillman's out for Memphis, which is big because they don't have any other centers. Jaren Jackson and Tillman were their main big guys. They have no other big guys now. Derrick Rose is out. That takes a guard out of the rotation. And Conchar's got a doubtful tag, so he probably won't play. Bam should eat them alive on the inside in this game. Tyler Hero should be able to put up some points with the volume he's been getting in that guard spot. And Jimmy Butler's just going to have his way with the forwards. Miami can't close games, but we're not laying a huge point number here. You've seen it when they played the Lakers. They couldn't close that game. They won the game by 1. But we're only laying 1 point here. So I'm on the Heat. I think they pull off the victory here pretty easily. Memphis just won't be able to stop them at all in the paint.
Memphis, a team that we thought could absorb that loss of Dylan Brooks, right? The idea, Marcus Smart is
right,
similar.
Who are their bigs tonight with Tillman out now too? Like it's just Jaren Jackson.
Yeah, it's been terrible. Is Aldama's not playing, right?
He's not. I don't see him listed, but I'll double check. I don't think he's back yet. And
I think he's going to be playing for him.
Is he even a big that can contend with Bam? No.
I mean, who is though? It's a weird matchup to have Bam. So, all right, we both like the Heat here.
I love the Heat.
I'm going to just keep fading the Grizzlies till they get things right.
Yeah. I'm not big. I love to fade the Heat too, but I fade the Heat when they're laying when they're laying big points, when they're laying above 6 or more. Because you see it every game. They go cold at the end. The other team fights back. It's a close game.
Yeah.
In a pick'em game, give me the Heat.
Okay, we both like the Heat. The only argument you make for Memphis is that they're at home, but look at Memphis and how much they've lost as far as role players. DeAnthony Melton, Tyus Jones. Who else did they have that was just so solid there?
Brandon Clark's out for Achilles.
Brandon Clark.
Steven Adams gone.
Yeah, they're just missing so much of the guys there. It'll be interesting. I don't even know if Ja's going to make this team that good.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was thinking.
SGA didn't make the Thunder good until they put people around him.
Is he just going to be the fantasy god when he shows back up in
just he is, but I'm just saying, I don't think he shows up and then the Grizzlies.
No, they're not going to be back. But he's going to post some ridiculous stat lines.
Yeah. All right, so we love the Miami Heat there. The New Orleans Pelicans are plus 8.5. They're in Minnesota taking on the T-Wolves. This line moved, right? And that's because you told me Zion is out of the game. Zion worth 1.5 there. Timberwolves are good. Are they ready to be laying 8.5?
I mean, what are they up against tonight? Brandon Ingram?
Yeah.
Zion's out. CJ's out. There's nothing there. Alvarado's still out. It's Minnesota or pass in my eyes. I think they kind of just go out, suffocate Brandon Ingram with McDaniels. They can't get any offense going. What's the New Orleans team total here? 103.5. See, that's pretty low. If I was a little higher, I'd be on the under there. But I think Minnesota just kind of suffocates them tonight.
You said Minnesota or pass. I say pass. Toronto Raptors are plus 4.5. They're in Dallas. They're taking on the Mavericks. The total is 225.5. This was one that I kind of circled when they were asking about moneyline dogs earlier. I kind of circled it just because these are teams that don't make sense, right? And don't the Raptors match up well with the Mavericks? But that being said, I'm just throwing that out there for the sake of argument and for the sake of discussion. I don't think I want to get involved in this game. My numbers have this Mavericks by 6. Mavericks not a team that we thought were high on. Off to a great start here. Did the Mavericks cover here at this -4?
Yeah, I'll back them at home. I think they win the game. They've played a lot of these games close. Even that game against the Magic the other night, they played close, but they ended up winning by double digits. So I'm on the Mavs here. Love Luka in this spot, of course. His double-double and wins plus 130. You can get Tim Hardaway 4 +3s, and they win 2-1. And then the Luka triple-double, of course, I believe is priced pretty nice for this matchup. Plus 480, and if you do the triple-double and win, plus 630. So love those. I just always back Dallas through Luka. I know it was Kyrie in last game, and Luka was more of just a scorer, but Luka's always going to try and get those triple-doubles for us, so I'll back him through those.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
We got Walker Kessler news. He is out. He had a Q tag on him, and he is now out until 11-17 it's showing, so he's going to miss multiple games.
Maybe that's why he wasn't so effective to start the season.
Yeah,
we're not making Dallas a play, though, are we?
No, it's a left elbow strain for Kessler, too, so that explains why, he wasn't as effective.
We have the Mavericks by 6. The number's 4.5. That's like right on the edge to where we can consider it as a play. Okay.
No play just because, yes, they do match up very well. And I would just rather bet it that Toronto keeps it close. Dallas's guys play a shit ton of minutes, and Luka just nukes and leads them to a victory.
Let's talk about my team, the Sacramento Kings, who are -8, 221.5. Tyler, we got smoked by Houston. We got absolutely smacked. Oh, my gosh. You see how much Fox really helped Sabonis become the impactful player that he is? What do you mean?
You guys back at the bottom? Like, you guys kick the door into the bottom dwellers and say, we're back. Let us in.
I mean, without Fox, we are.
I mean, because this has not been a good start. Hopefully when he comes back, it turns around. But I might be getting the needle you all year about how that was just a fluke year last year.
We might just be the new Grizzlies, bro. All right, we're -8, though, Tyler. That number seems stupid. But I have us by 8 by the projections. I also have this game at 2:30 on a 221. You want to jump in on the over, or because Davion's out there and no Fox, you want to just say screw it?
I couldn't bet an over when neither team. I mean, like the Kings still got some shooters on the floor, but like Portland can't shoot the ball worth a shit. Davion's out there going to slow. He's gonna maybe speeds it up a little bit. Maybe just slows.
No, he slows things down. He's slow.
Slows it down a tick because Fox is just such a fast point guard.
Yeah.
He can't shoot, so it's like, no, I'm not taking it over. I think it's another game. You just look at it, you just scroll right past it.
All right. Raiders are back being good. Kings are back being bad. Golden State Warriors plus, and we don't even know if the Raiders are really back being good. I mean, they beat the Giants. Golden State Warriors. Maybe victory lapping a little too soon. Warriors are +3.5. They're in Denver taking on the Nuggets. Totals 228. Tyler, we're getting a discount here because Jamal Murray's out. I will take that discount. The Nuggets are going to smoke the Warriors tonight. And you know I love the Warriors, but it's the Warriors on the road. No one can match up with Jokic. Oh, my gosh. The Nuggets are going to smoke them.
Jokic triple-double and win, +170. It's as easy as it gets every day.
All right. There you have it for the card. I mean, I don't really have much to say about that.
I don't think there's much of a breakdown needed. Defending champs at home. We know the home court.
Nuggets juggernaut at home. Warriors suck on the road. We get a discount because of Jamal Murray. If Murray was playing this line, it would be 6.5.
Well, you could tell me Murray's out, and then I could sit here and tell you Draymond's out. So who means more? I still got my best player, and you just lost your quote. I know he's not your point guard on.
He means everything to that team.
Yeah, he means everything to that offense. So he's a bigger miss than Jamal Murray here. Jokic will find guys to score buckets.
All right. Easy play. I'm surprised the Nuggets haven't taken more money. All right. There you have it. That is the NBA rundown for today. Tyler, though, some people don't want to bet all our plays. They just, we just want 2 winners. We just want to go 2-0, take the girl out for dinner. We're going to give the people those right now. We're going 2-0, guys. We're going 2-0. What's your best bet for the day, Tyler?
Give me Celtics -2.5.
All right. Give me the Nuggets -3.5. Let's go with the 2. We're just taking 2 really good teams.
Yeah.
So there you have it.
Finals last year if Miami didn't upset the apple cart.
Yeah. All right. So there you have it. That is the NBA rundown for today. Guys, we're doing double duty tomorrow. We'll be doing some NFL on FanSpeak with Meg. Then we'll be here 4:30 Eastern, 1:30 Pacific. I'll make sure to tweet them out, and they're actually created now. Then we'll be back on Friday doing both. Our NBA will be at 3 Eastern. Then we'll do NFL 4:30, depending on how fast the NBA goes. In-season tournament will be Monday or Friday again. I didn't care when they announced it, Tyler. I actually am looking forward to it now. I think it's cool, and I love it. So I'm down for some in-season tournament talk on Friday. Anything else for the people before we sign off?
No, I think that's pretty much it. This in-season tournament definitely has been fun. I thought it was just a straight-through thing at first. I didn't realize that they were designating just Tuesdays and Fridays to it.
Yeah, I think it makes it cool.
I don't know if it was just me, but last Friday, a lot of those games seemed like you got extra effort out of it.
It was good. I listened to Dunked On. Of the 7 games, or no, this is Dunker Spot, but of the 7 games on Friday, total of 36 points. That's pretty good, right? As far as close games. Seven games,
I thought
only
the
36
games were
points.
really good. The courts are a little ugly, some of them.
I love them. I think you can tell who's a stoner and who's not, because like all the stoners are like, these courts are badass, and all the sober people are like, oh my eyes.
Like I feel like they could have went a different way. Like for instance, like I think Brooklyn should have been one of the only teams to go with the full colored floor. Like you're telling me a Brooklyn court, if they went with all black with white lines and some gray accents, wouldn't have been sweet. Yeah. But like Chicago, for instance, should have maybe made it the lighter pine wood, made the lines red, the inside the paint under the hoop black. Like I don't think you needed to designate the entire floor a certain color.
Well, let me just say, when I played 2K back in the day, that's how my court looked.
Yeah, you were one of those guys.
All right, there you have it for us. We will be back tomorrow. We gave you the winners. Enjoy the money. And remember, guys, buy some red meat with your winnings. Buy some steaks. Lift some weights. Get jacked. Let's go. We'll be back tomorrow.